To, Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think I will have to first of all start by apologizing for the delay we have due to technical issues. I was having problem with my audio initially. I couldn't join with an audio, so I could not be heard. We had to do some things to resolve the issue. So I sincerely apologize for that delay. Uh, then the next thing is to express my deepest appreciation to the media committee of MSSN for giving me this opportunity to reunite with my MSSN ATBU family. I have heard the voice of my Amir just now, Alhamdulillah. So I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And then I would also like to apologize for the back and forth concerning the time for the presentation. I think initially the notice was that the presentation was initially scheduled to take place on 7th of March, but because of my schedule, it had to be shifted to this evening. So I apologize for the inconveniences the change in schedule might have caused our brothers and sisters. And then subsequently is an observation. You know, in the invitation letter that was sent to me, you indicated that we are going to be talking about some study tips to our brothers and sisters, but then recently in the recent flyer you shared to me, it was indicated that I will also be talking about guide to successful graduate scholarship application. So because I'm thinking that our audience are majorly going to be students, particularly undergraduate students from ATBU. So I think the most important thing is for us to talk about study tips, provide some tips that are going to help them in their academics, you know, that will help them in acquiring good classes of degree that may eventually give them the opportunity to even think of applying for a graduate scholarship. But then, notwithstanding, I still included some one or two slides about the graduate scholarship application. But then I hope we are going to be concentrating more on providing some tips that I think are important and will help our brothers and sisters in attaining academic success. So now going to the presentation, this is the outline for the presentation. I have provided a slide containing my profile. I have outlined some things that I think are important and will be very relevant to what I will be presenting. Then going to the second thing, which I think is the most important thing that gather us today, that is the study tips, some of the tips I think that are important and are going to help our brothers and sisters in attaining academic success. Then after that, we will briefly look at a guide to a successful graduate scholarship application. I have equally provided a list of some notable scholarships. Then hopefully we will be having a question and answer session at the end of the presentation. So then coming to the profile, like as indicated on the flyer, I graduated with a Bachelor of Technology degree in Engineering Physics from ATBU Bauchi in 2015. And then sometime in 2017, I was awarded with bilateral education agreement scholarship to pursue a master's degree in nuclear energy engineering at Harbin Engineering University, China, which I completed in 2020. And I'm presently a student pursuing a doctoral degree in nuclear science and technology at Xi'an Jiaotong University in China. Then coming back to ATBU, I was the chairman academic committee of MSS and ATBU between 2010-2011 academic session to 2011-2012 academic session. I was equally the Secretary General of MSS and HBU in 2013-2014 session. That was when I was in 500 level. And then we equally participated in the Muslim Coppers Association of Nigeria. I held the position of Muslim Coppers Liaison Officer of Akoko Southwest Local Government, Ondo State, in 2016. And then we also participated a bit in campus politics. I was the president of National Association of Physics Students, ATBU branch, in 2011-2012 session. So these are the things I outline on my profile, which I think will be relevant to the presentation I'll be making this evening. Now proceeding to what gather us today. That is talking about tips that are going to help our brothers and sisters in their study. I have outlined some things, I think about 4 that I think are going to be very important and will help our brothers and sisters in their academic endeavor. But these are by no means exhaustive. That is to say, they are not the only tips that one can adopt or use in attaining success academically. There are many more tips, but these are the ones I think are most important. So the first one here is what goal setting a goal. Whatever we are going to do as Muslims, it is important that we have a predetermined goal or objective that we want to achieve. So that is why anything that we want to embark on, be whether it is academic, business, or whatever, we need to have a predetermined goal. After setting a goal, we can then design a plan that we can follow in achieving the goal we set. So, and then after designing a plan, we need to get to work. That is by putting the plans we design into action. And if we stick to those plans, by Allah's mercy, inshallah, we will be able to achieve our desired goal. That is why I use a quote here by one American educator in his book, 7 Tips for Highly Effective People. He made mention of this as the second habit of highly effective people, that is, begin with the end in mind. So whatever you are going to do, you should begin with the end in mind. That is to say, you should have an objective that you want to achieve at whatever thing you are beginning. For example, if you get admitted into a university, of course, you are going there because you want to acquire a degree. But there are 2 possibilities there. It is either you graduate with a degree or without degree. But what is you will eventually graduate, but it could be with a degree or without a degree. But I'm sure everyone who got himself or herself enrolled into a university have the intention of graduating with a degree. But what type of a degree? That's the question we should ask ourselves. Is it a first-class degree, a second-class upper degree, a second-class lower degree, or a third-class degree? That's where goal setting is important. So you need to have a goal of the kind of degree you want to graduate with. If you are aiming for a first class, of course, you will have to work very hard, in trying to secure A's in almost all the courses that you are going to be taking in the university. If, for example, you are taking 10 courses, you should be able to have at least 8 or 6, 7, or 8 A's in your courses, because for you to be able to graduate at a first class, you need to have A's in the majority in the courses you are taking in the university. So that will have to depend on whatever objective you want to achieve in the end. And then planning and goal setting, like I pointed out here, is also the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why in Surah Al-Qamar, verse 49, Allah says, indeed, everything that we have created is according to our measure. And as Muslims, we know that Allah, there is a Lawhul Mahfuz, that is where Allah has written everything that is going to happen to his creature. And subhanAllah, we know that Allah does not, those things are not written in Lawhul Mahfuz because Allah is going to forget anything. No, it is just this only underscores the importance of goal setting. So goal setting is, in summary, is one of the important tips that I think as student we should adopt if we want to attain academic success. Then subsequently, keep good friends. That is keeping good friends. So whenever or wherever you are, you should look at the people you want to associate with, assess them, and think, assess them to in order to understand, okay, what are the goals of these people in life? What is their goal? If it aligns with your own goal, then you can be able to work with those people. But if their goal is not in tandem or with yours, then you should run away from them and look for other people, because uh, the friends you keep around you, the cycle of friends you keep will definitely have an influence on your life. That is why there is a famous quote that says, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. There's also a hadith from Sunan Abi Dawud, number 4833, where Prophet Muhammad said, a man follows the religion of his friends. So each one should consider who he makes his friend. So it is very important when you are in school, you should know the kind of people you want to associate yourself with. If you are the type who want to be in school and eventually graduate with a good class of degree, then you should know that you cannot associate yourself with people who are into parties, concerts and what have you. People that attend classes regularly, attend tutorials, read very well are the type of people you need to keep around if you want to have a very good grade. That's concerning friends, but I hope I will talk more on this when we come to the fourth tip that I want to talk about. So, and then the third one is we should try as much as possible to avoid excessive use of social media if we want to attain success academically. In fact, even in other things, if we want to live a productive life, we need to avoid excessive use of social media, which is why I want to talk about something here. I made mention of to go epidemic. I know some of us would be wondering what brought about to go now, because to go, I think, is no longer in existence. What happened is when I was made the academic committee chairman of MSS, and I think that was in 2010, 2011 session, as I outlined in my profile section of the presentation. At the beginning of the second semester of that session, we realized that there was massive failure in the 100 level results of that semester. So we then began to talk amongst ourselves, that is the academic committee members. We thought we should find a way of identifying what caused that failure in order to be able to do something to avoid or to prevent future occurrence. So what we did was to organize an interactive session between us, the committee members, and the then 100 level student. When we met with them, we then realized that what caused that massive failure was as a result that the to-go was prevalent then, and then most of the students usually ended up chatting with their friends on to-go whenever they go to class to read. They don't usually read. What they did then was to just log on to go and be chatting with their friends. So instead of concentrating on their academics, they were busy with to go. And that's what led to the massive failure observed in that semester. So now if that can happen, then what do you think is going to happen this point in time when we have the Instagram, the Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and what have you? I'm sure it will be worse now. So, which is why I think as long as we want to be productive and we want to attain success academically in school, we should try as much as possible to avoid the excessive use of social media. Instead, we should spend more time on productive platforms like the ones I mentioned here, the Khan Academy, the Coursera. These are platforms where you can go and develop yourself. There are many fields of endeavors there. You can learn mathematics, you can learn physics, coding, you know and a lot of other things. Almost everything you can think of, you are going to find it on these platforms. And a platform like Coursera, they even provide certification. That is to say, you can undergo a training on Coursera and get a certificate in the end. So instead of using your data to access or to spend time on social media platforms, we should rather spend more time on productive platforms like the ones mentioned here and many other ones that are not even mentioned here. I am sure that will help you in being more productive, both academically in other things. Then the next thing is join the MSSN. If you want to attain success academically, particularly in ATBU, I advise that you join the MSSN. And by joining the MSSN, I mean you should actively participate in the activities of MSSN, the fortnight lectures, the MSSN tutorials, and what have you. There are many benefits that one can derive from participating actively in the activities of MSSN. One, it is from the MSSN tutorial, that you will be able to realize your full potentials. Because I could remember, when I got admitted into HBU, I was so scared because my circle of friends, the people around me, most of them have gone far. That is concerning our syllabus. Most of the things we were learning in Math 111, Math 112, most of them have covered that, and some of us who have never taken, have not taken further mathematics in secondary school, we found those things very new. I was having difficulty in understanding what they were doing in class. So that made me to become very scared. I was just praying then that I should just pass my courses, without a cardio. But I was not even thinking of any grade. But then as we began to attend MSSM tutorial, I then began to realize my full potentials. I began to understand the things that they were doing in class. That was how, at the end of the semester, after the first semester result, although I didn't, my result, I wasn't in first class then, but then I got a very good result in the neighborhood of first class. And the rest now is, history. So without MSSN, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we achieved in ATBU. And then subsequently, one other benefit you are going to derive from participating in the activities of MSSN is what? Getting good friends. I made mention of what? Keeping good friends as one of the tips that you are going to use in attaining success academically. So where do you find such kind of friends? I assure you are going to find them in MSSN, because, most of the friends we still keep up to this moment are the friends, we met from MSSN activities while we were in school, and those people, excel academically in HBU, and they're equally excelling now in various fields of endeavors. We have friends in different parts of the world now pursuing higher degrees in America, in United Kingdom, in China, in Russia, and many other countries of the world. And we equally have them in various parastatals and agencies of government here in Nigeria excelling, professionally. So without MSSN, we wouldn't have been able to meet those kind of people. And, those people helped us academically and, serve as motivation to us. And then the spiritual aspect, it is in MSSN that you will meet people that will guide you spiritually, because as Muslim, we know that the purpose for which we are created is solely to worship Allah. So, which is why it is good for you to surround yourself with people that will remind you of Allah, as we can see from the verse given on the slide here from Quran 5, verse 55, where Allah said, "Your friends are no less than Allah, His Messenger, and the believers, those who establish regular prayers and pay charity, and they bow down humbly." And where do you meet this kind of people that will remind you of Allah? Obviously is from MSSN. There's no other place, to the best of my knowledge, on campus where you can meet this kind of people except in MSSN. So this underscores the importance of joining MSSN. And one other advantage of joining the MSSN that I think we are going to derive is the issue of the skills, the leadership skills you are going to acquire. That is when you become an official. Well, in MSSN, we learn a lot of things that are still helping us up until this moment. We acquire the leadership skills, that are helping us in our various places of work now. Our Amir is here now, mashallah, alhamdulillah. They organize a leadership training workshop for us. They equip us with many skills that are very useful to us up until this moment. So in summary, joining MSS, and these are the few things that I can see as the benefits that you are going to derive in joining MSSN. So these 4 things are the things I want to talk about concerning study tips, and I believe if we are going to adopt them, we will inshallah attain success academically. But like I said, they are by no means the only tips. There are many more tips that one can adopt in attaining success academically, but these are the ones that I will be talking here due to time. So we'll now be moving to the second segment of the presentation, which is going to be on a guide to a successful graduate scholarship application. Here I have itemized some things that I think are very important. And these things, the first one is getting a good bachelor degree. Before you can think of applying for a graduate scholarship, you should try to, as much as possible, get a good bachelor degree, because as you know, almost all these scholarships that you'll be thinking of applying, there are many other people that are going to apply, or that are going to be applying for the same scholarship from different parts of the world. What will give you an edge over them, that is your competitors, is what having a good bachelor degree. When you have a good degree, you are going to have an edge over your competitors. And then the second thing is, which is equally important, is to get your transcript, because in this part of the world, particularly in most of our universities, it takes almost forever for one to be able to get a transcript. They take a very long time to process it. So, which is why I advise that, as soon as you get your statement of result, try to start processing your transcript, because it is an important document that is being used to make a decision in different scholarships. Without a transcript, you cannot get any scholarship. That is one of the most important documents they use in the selection process. And then subsequently, you need to get an international passport. Most of the scholarship you will be applying, you will be required to upload a passport data page or to provide a passport number. So without it, you will not be able to apply to mast scholarship. And the good thing about it is that ours in Nigeria, I think the least validity period it has is about 5 years. So within 5 years, if you are determined, inshallah, you'll be able to get yourself a scholarship. And then subsequent point, which is equally very important, is finding a mentor, preferably someone who is a recipient of one scholarship or the other, who will be able to, guide you, because he already knows, the intricacies of the scholarship application process. So he will be able to tell you the kind of documents you need to put in place before you would be able to apply for a particular scholarship. And probably he can even advise you on the countries you should go, or the course you should select, And then the last but not the least point is the mastery of the art of essay writing. In all of this scholarship, you will be required to write either a personal statement, a statement of purpose, a motivation letter, a study plan, or something like that. And that's where you will be able to talk about yourself, to show why you should be considered for the scholarship, why you choose to apply for the scholarship. That's where you, in summary, sell yourself. And for you to be able to do that, you need to master the art of essay writing. And apart from having a good degree, this is one of the key factors to be used in assessing applicants and eventually selecting the successful applicant. So for you to be able to succeed, you need to master the art of essay writing. So these are the few things that I think when you do, inshallah, you'll be able to have a successful graduate scholarship application. And then these are the list of some notable scholarships that I think any Nigerian can apply. One is the Bilateral Education Agreement Scholarship, which is awarded by the government of Nigeria in collaboration with some foreign governments like the Chinese government, Algeria, I think Egypt, Russia, Hungary, South Korea, and many other countries. And both undergraduate, that's bachelor degree, masters, and PhD can apply. And then the Petroleum Trust Development Fund Scholarship. And this has a foreign and a local segment. The foreign segment is tenable in Malaysia, Germany, France, and United Kingdom, and is for only masters and PhD. Then there is the Commonwealth Scholarship for Commonwealth countries. And this is tenable, I think, in only United Kingdom, and is for both masters and PhD. Then you have the China Scholarship Council Scholarship. And under this, there are many types of scholarship. I'm very conversant with this. So there are many types of scholarship under this that one can apply for both bachelor, masters, and PhD. And then there is Alliance of International Science Organization, that is the ANSO Scholarship. It's also tenable in two Chinese universities, the University of Chinese Academy of Sciences and then the University of Science and Technology of China. And it's for masters and PhD also. Then you have the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, and this is tenable in some European countries, but it's for masters only. Then you have the Chevening Scholarship, which is also tenable in United Kingdom and is also for masters only. You have the Japanese government scholarship. So apart from this, there are numerous other scholarships which one can apply, and the links for these ones are provided against each of them. I thank you very much for your attention. We can then answer questions if there are any from the participants. Thank you once again. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Those who have a Q&A or any other question can raise their hand so that I can see, so that I will unmute them, inshallah. Is anyone have a question or suggestion or any other add something that can help the student? So as Malan Shehu said, there is one of his Amir. So I don't know his name so that I can omit him to say something.
Yeah, Amir.
His name, I don't know his name. Okay, I see some.
Isa Muhammad Abdullah.
Yeah, I see.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm wishing each and every one of us present here a warm evening. And I have to, at the beginning, commend the effort of our dear brother Shehu. We thank you for the job well done. We thank you for giving us this diet, and we thank you for creating a time to counsel us and our younger ones in the university on some tips that will grant them the opportunity of gaining academic excellence, as well as some guides that will guide them towards obtaining a scholarship after their graduation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for this effort, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide and uplift you beyond your imagination.
Amen.
When my brother Shehu was making his presentation, honestly, I was reflecting back, especially when he was citing the to-go period that happened in ATBU. I remember that was exactly the year we secured admission into ATBU, and it was at the second semester, after the first semester of that very session, that this thing happened. So when he was saying this, that was to-go era. So I was pondering and thinking in my mind, that was only to go, and it gave that particular massive failure and massive withdrawal from the university. Now that we have to go, we have to come, we have to rise, we have to down, we have many of them, especially now that we're having stupid whatever they call TikTok. Honestly, I am afraid of the future of our young ones. What kind of future are we going to have? What kind of future are we going to have? What kind of generation are we going to have with all that is happening now? ATBU some years back was a university where if you got admission into, the first impression that you'll be having and what people will be telling you is you are going to Islamic University. Some people are taking it like it's an insult. But honestly, that notion have guided and shaped the thinking and the life of many, which we are among. Now that the trend is changing, it's like the people of ATBU now don't want to hear something like that. And what is happening in ATBU now? My brother Shehu, had it been ATBU now, honestly, you will cry and shed tears if you see what is going on.
Subhanallah.
So those who are students of ATBU that were opportune to join this particular link, to have this interaction with our dear brother, please ponder well and think twice on whatever you are going to do within the university walls. Do what you are supposed to do, and remember, whatever at the end of everything, no matter what you secure and what you got and what you do, at the end of everything, you are reporting to your creator, and you will be accountable for whatever you did. So even if you can't do it for your own benefit in this dunya, think of your own benefit in the hereafter. And
Amir seems to be having a network problem, right?
Yes, he have a not a problem, and I adjust it. And then maybe he's speaking right now. The sound is not good for him. But So there is someone raised his hand before he came back. Let me.
Okay.
There is two people. Yuguda
Okay.
Ibn Abdullah and the Maydora Hassan. So inshallah, I will start by Yuguda Ibn Abdullah before my American.
No.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa
Alaikum
alaikum
assalam.
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, I'm really delighted to see myself in this program that one of our people organized. Indeed, kudos to those who organized. This is a very welcome idea and a very huge task, an innovation that, if to say, the students, most especially that are running their program, are privileged to attend this, I think it will go a long way in changing some things. You are really a mentor. We know you since you were in school. Alhamdulillah. What I will even say, as earlier what Amir says, the problem of some of our students, what we even realize is that most especially the Muslim brothers and sisters, some of them have passion of even most especially if we see the kind of challenges we are having, students of 100 level, 200, 300. Basically, some of them realize their problem when they are in 300 level, and at that time, their results completely, and they have already encountered serious problems. For them to even continue another problem, some even wind up in 300 level. So I think if it is possible, this type of innovation can go a long way in making, I know MSS are doing well in terms of making students to have more orientation, but the orientation should be, in fact, after the MSS and on, each faculty is supposed to give students orientation, because these days the impact of social media have gone a long way. In fact, as Amir says, to go is there, to go have even left. Now there are applications that are more than that, which some students think it a very huge priority to them. So to cut my story short, I know there are people out there that can step in. I would like to say kudos to you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Jazakumullah khairan. Yuguda Maydora, as you raise up your hand, you can speak now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Maydora.
Brother Shehu. Yeah, Shehu. I call him Yaya Shehu.
Brother Hassan.
How are you doing?
Big treasure.
Really highly delighted to be part of this program.
MashaAllah.
Actually, I have gained more from my Secretary General. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to really with the best of the rewards. And regarding what you have talked about, so a few weeks ago I entered a TDU, but the performance or the turnout of the students during the fortnight lectures, because yeah, it was very poor. But what I would like to add is, even though MSS do organize this kind of program, like this Zoom-in, is actually interesting, but had it been it will be the physical one, I believe many will attend and they will benefit. You so you try to note that, because now as we are having this kind of interaction, those students that we introduce this what do I call it, this interaction, so they are actually doing their own the media, the sites, so they are actually doing it. But at least if it is physical, I believe inshallah it go a long way in helping the students to know more about the activities or what they will encounter in the future. As you have said, we too we are part of those that are at least regretting, but alhamdulillah, through the MSS, at least we have achieved something, and at least Allah is a little bit better compared to our
Alhamdulillah.
colleagues. Alhamdulillah, Shah. But those of us, when you were telling us in the university that we should try to at least have a very good grade so that when applying for scholarship, sometimes when I see scholarship, I look at the grade, the cut-off mark. So I feel to get them because of it's just some behind the decimal points. It's not even up to the whole number. So you just have to forfeit it because you didn't meet the requirement. So let them just try. This is the best chance they have. Let them try and see that at least they do the business as the Arab usually said. If you want to do something, what is worth doing is worth doing well. So you try to do it as perfection. So when you leave the environment, you can apply and enjoy the benefits. So thank you. I actually appreciate. I'm very very happy to hear your voice once again. So assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum, Mala Inusa. Mala Inusa, Bismillah. Now you can speak. You can unmute your mic and continue where you are stopped.
I think you are trying to
Assalamu
call
alaikum.
Malam Isa. No. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Good evening, my respected brothers and sisters in this wonderful platform that we meet to interact and share ideologies regarding the progress of Islam in our respected institutions. Indeed, to my observation, this may be the first of its kind that the MSS are hosting a Zoom or any digital meeting. It shows that the forum have started implementing the new technological way of interactions, which is very much important, and it is our affairs, because at even this meeting is physical, many of us will not be opportune, and actually this will be more organized, and I commend the effort of the organizers. So I just want to say one or two things regarding the progress of this our great society, that is the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, ATBU in specific. Actually, MSS ATBU is making a very great effort and is very much commendable regarding the guidance of fellow Muslims that are new into the system of schooling, and also even those that consider themselves as gabatas. MSS are also doing a great task to ensure that the tarbiyah they got from home is being maintained even in institution, considering the ta'alimat classes and other forms of retaining the tarbiyah of Muslim societies. MashaAllah, I applaud the effort for that. And actually, I just want to draw the attention of the MSSN executives and members, particularly because the rate at which, as in Muslims are converting into other religions, not only in ATV but globally, is alarming because of some worldly needs. Most people doesn't know why they are Muslims. They consider Islam as inheritance because they inherit it from their parents. So whenever they see any worldly activities that will divert their attention, they can easily leave religion. So MSS should please do anything possible to ensure that their lectures and ta'alimat lay emphasis on the purpose of creation. That is, everyone should know why he is in this world, and Islam being the only way out to a successful world and hereafter. I think that will make a very much effort.
also the security nature of the school, and something that have been for long actually, that is the effort of the Da'wah committee in ensuring the tarbiyah of Muslims, especially the sisters in the school, is maintained. That is through the said, is it patrol squad or Da'wah squad patrol? That is very much important, though challenges must be faced, because even when you check the genesis of the genesis in which the patrol squads were formed, it was a lot of challenges which the founders faced, because before they were able to as in to create that quorum for the patrol. But s- recently it's as if that the MSSN are trying to give up regarding the aspect of that. But I don't know the plan so far, because I've never gone to the secretariat to inquire on the effort made for that. And I'm on my IT now. I'm not in school. I don't know what is going on. But actually, it's so much alarming, because the students consider that no more MSS squad. So they do whatever they want at any time they need. So please, if there is a room for that, the Dawa committee should discuss and re-innovate our patrol squad. And also any other advice, the MSS should please try to cooperate with the student union, because I can see that the present student union government president is someone that has passion for Islam, because I've been with him for long, and then I've interacted with him. I have chipped in some point in order to grab some